What's your beef, scoreheads? Murph is waiting to hear from you. The beef lines are now open at 312-644-6767. Only on WSCR. The Score.
Time for What's Your Beef? Line them up right now. I want to hear your sports beefs. Anything in the world of sports you're irritated about, you want to beef about to all of Chicago. And remember, the great thing is, the best beefs, probably one of your beefs. Your best beefs, win a trip to Browns. They have the best beefs. I'll tell you who's got the best selection, Jack Phelan. Huge inventory, Jack Phelan Chevrolet. Huge selection, Jack Phelan, Dodge, Suzuki, Isuzu. You gotta see Jack.com. Jack Phelan, Johnny Phelan, J.C. Phelan, family owned. You gotta see Jack.com.
Hit him up! Move him out!
We want to know what's bothering you in the world of sports. Give Murph a call at 312-644-6767. That's 312-644-6767. And tell him what's beefing you in the world of sports. What's Your Beef is brought to you by Brown's Chicken Sandwiches and Catering.
It tastes better. Oh, man, one of my favorite times of the week. What's Your Beef? Phone lines are jamming right now. Hey, don't forget, hour number 2, I have fresh Chicago Cubs, fresh White Sox, and fresh Chicago Bears talk for you. But we'll get right to the beef lines. Here's the thing. It's lunchtime. It's 20 after 12. You're in the car. There's a Browns up ahead. I know that because there's 50 Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana Browns locations. Lunchtime at Browns. Beefs. Browns, beefs. What do I suggest? My favorite, Maxwell Street Polish. Oh, man. How about an Italian beef? How about an Italian sausage? The great side orders. Hey, put those two together. It's a combo. Give me a combo. You would like the Italian beef and the Italian sausage? I said a combo. President Frank Portillo's favorite. And maybe next year in the line, right there, Superfan Dan with his favorite, the meatball sandwich, the big meatballs, the marinara sauce, the toasted French bread roll. Bloop! There goes that big meatball. One of many. Right on Superfan Dan's $700 silk tie. I got to get into sales. Man. Easy E, I hear him.
Hey, what's going on, Murph?
Hey, Easy E. I'll tell you what, you got a little crossover on your cell phone there. Don't want anyone coming after me on federal regulations. Let Easy E drive up about another block or two there. Let's go to Mike on the north side of Chicago. Hello, Mike.
Hey, Murph, what's going on?
Hey, Mike, I'm fine. What's your beef, man?
My beef is with the Cubs lineup and Lou Piniella. When are they going to move Soriano down and get a legitimate leadoff hitter up at the top?
You know, I like your angle, Mike. Tool of the week would be Friday, but what's your beef? You have a beef with the lineup, correct?
Correct.
I tell you what, you could call Friday and also tool up Uncle Lou and give us a double bubble. Mike, thanks for getting us rolling, okay, buddy?
Thanks, Murph.
Appreciate it very much. Next is Southside Jim. He's on the Score. Hello, Jim.
Hey, Murph, what's happening?
Hey, man, you're happening, I understand. What's your beef?
My beef is with NFL teams running 3 plays in a row.
Yes.
And unsuccessfully doing it just to try to get 2 yards.
Yes, fourth quarter, 7 minutes to go. Bears down 14-3. They're down at the plus 33-yard line. It's 2nd and 2. It's 3rd and 2. It's 4th and 1. They pounded 3 times. Benson. Did they get the first down, Jim?
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't. Hey, you're a winner. Hang on. You're going to go visit my friends at Browns. All right, buddy?
Thanks a lot.
Hook up Jim on the south side. Jim will drive over to Browns. You know what he's going to say? I'm calling my wife right now on the cell phone. Honey, no cooking tonight. I'm going to Browns. I'm bringing home dinner. I'm bringing home the buttermilk battered recipe, the chicken, Brown's original chicken. It tastes better. Bring the chicken home. Bring some side orders home. Bring some coleslaw. Bring some potato salad. Bring some of those baked beans. Bring them. How about those golden mushrooms? Bring them all over. Honey, no cooking tonight. No dishes. No dishwasher. I'm bringing dinner home from Brown's. It tastes better. Let's go next to Anthony from Des Plaines. Hello, Anthony.
Hey, Murph, how you doing? First-time caller.
Hey, I love my first-time callers. Anthony, you're also a first-time beefer then. What's your beef?
Well, I don't want to mention any names specifically, but I was down at Bourbonnais for a weekend. Some of the running backs couldn't even walk to practice. They had to take a golf cart to and from practice and didn't do a lot of the stretching exercises, looked a little lazy. And I think it definitely showed up in week 1, don't you?
Well, you know what? I don't know. I think they all take the golf carts maybe because of the logistics, but not working out, not stretching. That's a report we hadn't had before. Anthony, I'll tell you one thing. If they keep putting the ball on the ground, we're going to have more and more calls like yours coming up. Next time you phone me, Anthony, you'll be a second-time caller. Okay, buddy?
All right, thanks, Murph. Have a great day.
Oh, you have a great day. That's what I think. Have a great day if you stop by Brown's, because it tastes better. Let's bring up Carphone Jim's on What's Your Beef. Hello, Jim.
Hey, Murph, how you doing?
Hey, great, Jim. What's your beef, man?
My beef is with all the Rex bashers who don't realize that our running backs fumbled twice, and that is why we lost the game. They also have to give a lot of credit to San Diego's defense, which is head and shoulders above most defenses in the NFL. Cut him some slack. He did not make any mistakes. Look at the running game and the coaching staff.
You know, Jim, I agree with you up and down, Jim. The Super Bowl was a bad game by everybody, including Rex, including Ron Turner. I think Ron Turner's had 2 bad games in a row, counting the Super Bowl and Game 1. I know one thing. Rex took that hit, second play of the game, where he got clobbered on the blitz. Maybe he should have seen it, maybe not. Maybe he should have hit the hot read.
And missed the block. He went and he went and triple teamed 2 guys who were coming up the middle, and it's all just...
I know one thing, though.
It ain't Rex.
Jim, he got up.
He did.
Yeah,
and
we've seen.
If you're gonna have a great defense and all these other great things, and you're not going to draft a quarterback with your first pick, then he's pretty damn good for what
Hey, we've seen a lot of Bears quarterbacks that would not have gotten up from that hit on the second play of the game. Jim,
and are statistically ridiculous compared to him. Yes, sir.
Hey, great to hear from you, man.
Thank you, Murph.
Thank you very much. Oh man, What's Your Beef shall return. Hey. You got time right now. Jump out of the office. Jump over to the nearby Browns. Pick up lunch for everyone in the office. Be a big hero today. Bring back some Italian beefs. Hey, boss, what do you want, a combo? Yeah, you know what? Nothing wrong with buttering up the boss. How about some meatball sandwiches for everybody? And how about that secretary? I bet she'd love a Maxwell Street Polish with some yellow mustard grilled onions. Sports Radio 670. Back in a flash to another round of phone calls. What's Your Beef? It's Murph. Driven to you as always by ChevyDriveChicago.com. Run him in. Head him up. Run him in. Another round of phone calls. What's Your Beef? Brought to you by our friends at Brown's. It tastes better. Lunchtime at Brown's. You know what that means? Beefs. Italian beefs. Italian sausage. I've said this before, but it's the way your dad used to have him, your grandfather in the city. You used to live in the city, you moved to the suburbs. I can't find those Italian beefs like the old days. These are authentic Chicago way Italian beefs, Italian sausages. The guys at Brown's, I don't want to tell you the whole story. You wouldn't believe it. They went some years ago to almost every Italian beef, little onesie-twosie places on the corner. Those are mostly gone now. And they tried this, tried that, tried this, tried that. They put together the best, authentic Italian beefs, Italian sausage that you've ever had. They're all at Brown's. Let's get back to the phone line, see what you are beefing about today. Let's go out to Rockford. It's Bounder. Hello, Bounder.
Hey, Murph, I've been waiting for this for days.
Well, wind up and pitch it to me. What's your beef?
Murph, my beef is with Comcast not carrying the Big Ten network. It's driving me crazy. I'm hearing all these great commercials about all the football games they're carrying, but guess what? I'm an Illinois fan. I couldn't see Illinois this last Saturday because I didn't have Big Ten network on Comcast.
Well, you know, Bounder, I'm not fully aware of all the details. I know one thing, though, Bounder. When I was a little kid, old man Stalzer. I was about 8 years old, and the old guy down the street out in LaGrange Park, he was probably in his 80s back then. Old man Stalzer always said, if you can't figure it out, it's probably about money. Bounder,
you got it.
I believe that Comcast and the Big Ten, they're arguing, so I don't know if one is more wrong than the other. I think maybe a good beef would be at both of them, because neither of them obviously has been able to solve this, but I will always accept your beef. We'll direct it to Comcast, but I'll also say I wouldn't be surprised if the Big Ten is on the other side of the teeter-totter also. You know what I mean?
I got you, Murph. I just want to see Illinois play.
You got it, Bounder. Thanks, man.
Yep.
Appreciate it. And, hey, attention.
Attention, please.
Tomorrow out in Addison, Illinois, this is going to be a great, great day. Go visit Molly and Hanley will be doing their show at La Hacienda. That's the terrific Mexican restaurant, and that'll be from, they'll be doing their show from 10 till noon over on West Lake Street. Steve Stone will bounce in with the guys around 11, and then I'll jump in with my normal show at noon, and then we'll throw it to White Sox baseball at 12:30. Busy day tomorrow. Let's back to the beef lines. And they say go to Carlos from Humboldt Park. Hello, Carlos.
Hey, how you doing, Murph? I'm a first-time beefer.
Hey!
I got a humongous beef with the Chicago sports media, especially with the guys with the 000s at the end, if you know what I mean, for making fun of Mike Brown for pouring his heart out to Chicago and to the NFL fans because he knows that he disappointed his organization and he disappointed his fans, and he's been working really hard to come back, and something tragic happened to him, and I'm pissed off at the Chicago sports media for the way they treated that man.
Hey, Carlos, nicely done. Hey, you're a winner. Will you go over and visit my friends at Brown's, courtesy of Murph?
Thank you, Murph. Thank you, Murph.
You got it, Carlos. Hook up my guy, Carlos, from Humboldt Park. I guess it's the old, there's no crying in baseball and no crying in football. Hey, the kid he's worked all year to get his legs back, get his body back. Very emotional, I'm sure. Aurora next. Stone Cold Trucker. Hello, Trucker.
Good afternoon, Murph.
Hey, Stone Cold, what's your beef?
My beef is with Cubs management, the coaching staff in particular.
Yeah.
Not paying attention to statistics, not going with trends. You pitched Steve Traxel against the Dodgers and Pirates, and those are the two teams he has his worst career records against. Yet, they could have thrown him against the Cardinals or Houston or Cincinnati, which they have all games coming up. Those are the teams he has his best records against. And, you know, they're playing games, and I don't think they acquired him to help the pitching staff, yet they're not using him the way they should be.
Well spoken. Well thought out. Thank you, Trucker. Phone again, all right, buddy?
Gotcha.
All right, now, Sean Marshall had fallen out of favor with Lou Piniella, and Jim Hendry brought in a veteran starting pitcher. Traxel is 0-2 in the two starts. Didn't work out that well. Traxel will come back on short rest because of the 47 pitches. We'll talk a little bit later about the Cubs pitching rotation. I like the way they've worked this now with Zambrano and Lilly will be coming back after the Cardinals series on short rest, 3 days versus Cincinnati. Then it'll fall in line, and the Cubs will have a, listen to this, 4-man rotation after the double header in St. Louis this Saturday and Saturday night. The Cubs will then have the Big Four, if you will. There's an old expression for your old-time fans. The Big Four, the rest of the way. Let's go to a car phone Bob on the score. Hello, Roberto.
Hello, Mike. How are you?
Good, Bob. You sound in such a good mood. How can you be mad to beef about something? What's your beef, Bob?
Well, here's my beef.
Yeah.
My beef, Murph, is with the White Sox management. They treated their franchise player of all time, their only true Hall of Famer, by getting rid of him before his 500th home run. And now all we hear about is Jim Thome, who I swear hit 400 of those home runs while he was with Cleveland, against the White Sox. That's all we hear about is how great he is for hitting 500 home runs. What about our boy who hit 500 home runs, Frank Thomas?
Frank, a big fan favorite, and, money and times change, but I can certainly understand where you're coming from because the Sox have not won with Jim Thome in the lineup. Hey, Bob, good to hear from you. Call again, okay?
Sure will.
Thank you, Bob. I appreciate that very much. Hey, let's catch up on a few things. Final couple beefers right around the corner. Then hour number 2, I have fresh Cubs talk, fresh White Sox talk, and fresh Bears talk for you, Sports Radio 670. It's Murph back in a flash. Moo, what's your beef? Go to Browns. That'd be my beef. If you're not at Browns, get on over there.
Everyone apparently in the industry knew that the broadcasters, Harry Carey and Milo Hamilton, had a major beef with each other.
Oh, man, Murph, you beefs, Browns. Oh, what a beautiful afternoon in Chicago. I was walking around a little bit here outside the studios around 11 o'clock this morning. At the time, not a cloud in the sky, nice breeze, beautiful day in Chicago. Hey, use the hammers the pros use. Use Estwing. Those are Estwing hammers. Hey, they're world famous. Everyone knows about their great shock reduction grip and that unsurpassed durability. They're made right here in the good old USA, forged out of U.S. steel since 1923. Use Estwing. You probably have to eat a couple Brown's Italian beefs to get the strength for that big hammer. Let's go to Paulie is out in Aurora. Hello, Paul.
Hey, Murph.
Paulie.
I have got a beef with whoever makes the decision to have a certain network sideline reporter be able to jump in whenever he seems to think he has a thought in his head instead of being introduced like every other sideline reporter that's doing games. Now, you can probably record this and play it every week because it bugs the heck out of me every week. Why don't they just have a lottery, some fucking boob that's been parking and tailgating for 4 hours outside?
All right, great to hear from you. I appreciate that. Hey, remember this. Remember that if you're a Wolverine fan, join Lawrence Holmes from noon to 2 p.m. this Saturday for Notre Dame versus Michigan, where Chicago's big house, good old Duffy's Tavern and Grill, located over at 420 and a half West Diversey in Chicago. Man, I used to hang out there in the old single days. Duffy's Tavern used to be called Charlie's, in fact, years ago. Great place right over there, 420 West Diversey. And let's have our final beef for today. Jim from Indianapolis. He's going to have a long trip to come visit Browns in the Chicagoland area. Hello, Jim.
I'm actually in Chicago right now, but I actually am a first-time beefer, Murph.
Hey, Jim, what's your beef?
I actually have a beef and a half for you. First of all, I'm going to beef the Chicago coaching staff for not having Derek Lee play the line in the ninth inning like you're supposed to in baseball.
Well, you know, the Cubs coaching staff. What's interesting, Jim, maybe we'll break this down with Steve Stone tomorrow over at La Hacienda La Magdalena, because some managers now, they have changed their... I'm not disagreeing with you. Don't get me wrong, Jim. I'm with you, but some managers now feel more singles go through the hole to beat you than doubles down the line. So there's a new philosophy on that, but I'm not sure I buy into it. What's your other half of beef, Jim?
Everybody getting all over Ryan Dempster for blowing the save when I feel Derek Lee should have been playing the line. 2 base hits would have been out, and they probably would have walked out with the win at the end of the game.
Jim, you double beefed it. I love it. Thanks a lot, buddy. I appreciate that. Hey, how about a double beef? That'd be a combo over at Brown's. You know it tastes better.
Thanks for participating in What's Your Beef. Join Murph for another edition of What's Your Beef. What's Your Beef has been brought to you by Brown's Chicken Sandwiches and Catering.
All winners of the Mike Murphy Show are only eligible to win prizes once in a 60-day period.